You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? That is the opening to another episode of Sippin With Sin. Welcome back for another week, another episode, and this one is a special one. It's a doozy. We go into the 100s now. That's right, episode 100. Who would have thought it? Who would have ever expected it? Not me. But we are here, episode 100. We're back. We got a fun one. We're going to have some nostalgia. We got some news. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about. Thank you all for being here for another week, another episode, and allowing us to continue to do this. But without further ado, let's bring in our esteemed colleague that has somehow been here 100 episodes too. I don't know how, but he's also been here 100 episodes. And let's welcome back the Dreadlock Wizard himself, Mr. Christian.
Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? Feels good to be back for another episode. Episode 100. I remember when we started this, man, I didn't think at the time we were going to be doing 100 episodes, but I also didn't think that we wouldn't be doing 100 episodes. It's just something that you don't typically think about.
No, I didn't think about like, oh, I wonder what it'd be like when we hit 100. I was just like, how long will we be able to keep this going, and how will it do? And then somehow it just, the weeks rolled into another week, into another week, into another week, and then here we are, 100.
Yeah, the fact that we've done this pretty consistently for 100 weeks, right? This is our 100th time getting on the mic, getting on the camera, and just talking to people about the craziest, nerdiest shit that they'll listen to is awesome. And for really quick, I know typically we have a certain formula on how we do these episodes, but I wanted to do something that's slightly different that I didn't even want to tell you about too much because I wanted it to be a
He's
surprise.
He's going to show Dick Tac.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
And we're canceled. And cut.
We're canceled. But if you guys listen to the episode, I got into collecting cards recently.
Oh God!
Like anime cards.
Are we seriously going down the card rabbit hole right off the bat?
Yeah, but it's because these cards aren't for me. These cards are actually for you.
Ooh, I get cards. And well, that's a first.
You get cards. They are the Demon Slayer cards.
Ooh.
That pretty box there,
dude? That is a very pretty box. I'm not gonna lie, I was looking up some Demon Slayer cards the other day.
You see? I'm telling you, the itch comes in fast, and I wanted to show you. I'm not gonna show you every card in the box just because like there's no need. But I did want to show you a choice few, if you guys would allow me. And
if you would indulge him. Wait, so are these my cards or are these your cards? Are these just like you rubbing in the fact that you have Demon Slayer cards?
No, these will be yours, sir. Oh. These will be your cards.
But you opened them. Christian opened them. He's like,
they came opened because of how I got them. So like that's how that works.
Ooh, stone.
Guillaume. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
These are holographic, by the way.
Okay.
Holographic, and this is.
You don't show me Mist. I'm ending this podcast.
Well, Mist is coming, man. Mist is coming.
Ooh. I gotta say, I don't know about him still. I'm not sure about Serpent yet.
You probably won't care about a lot of the Hashira until the end of Demon Slayer.
I don't know. There's my dude. Mist is the GOAT. I love Mist so much.
Yeah, and I would like to apologize for everybody that's only listening to the audio version of the podcast. You guys can't see the cards, and I apologize for that. But I will send these. I'll send these to Sin, and he can post them on whatever socials he wishes. You guys can see these. That's my favorite there.
Oh, Rengoku?
Yeah, definitely. Still my favorite. I love him and the Sound Hashira. Those are my two favorites.
Why is the sound... I mean, I'm not going to lie. The sound at first was kind of... I don't know. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be super into him. But even now, like in this season, with him with the long hair and like... all the damage done to him, I'm like, man, he is pretty freaking cool. And the fact that he was a ninja, and he's like, he's a massive ninja at that. Like, dude's not a like small. Oh, that Tanjiro, dude, my son is gonna try to take these. I know what's gonna happen. We're gonna have a legit fight.
And I will say these cards are pretty thick as well. They're not like standard cards. They're thick boys. So when you get these in hand, you'll know for sure. You there?
Water.
Yeah, I have another one I wanted to show you before I showed you like the special cards because these are all the regular ones. Boy, right there, Inosuke.
Mrs. Sin's gonna try to steal that one.
This card is shiny as hell. Like it's hard to see on camera, but it's super shiny.
She's gonna steal that.
And I have, like I said, I have a couple of other ones that I was going to show you.
I'm gonna just put them in a binder. Probably. I don't know. I might either top load them or I'm gonna put them in a binder. and just have like a Demon Slayer collection.
Yeah.
Where did you get them off TikTok also?
Decide. I did.
Okay.
And these I definitely wanted to show you. These were the special cards that come in their own little case.
Ooh.
This Tanjiro here.
So is it like a break or something you bought into, like all those?
Say that again?
Was it like a break that you bought into?
Where
they opened it live and then they send you the product?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
That's exactly what it was. And it was technically it was like a giveaway. It was like, hey, if you go in on cards, you could enter the giveaway to win. So I was actually entering by getting Naruto cards. And I ended up winning this and won the Demon Slayer cards. He gave me the choice. It was like, hey, you can have this Naruto box or you can have this Demon Slayer box. And I wanted to go with the Naruto box. I'm gonna get this for my boy. And he opened them live and sent them to me.
Here's the other one. I love Hashira.
This one is sick, bro. Like, I know you can't see it on camera, but it's so shiny, bro. It makes your eyes hurt when you look at it for real. And then this one is the most rare card that we have. It's called a UR, which stands for ultra rare. There's not a lot of these, and it's the
it's the master. Oh
yeah. And this one is like, for those of you listening, I'm trying to explain it, but there's like a mist around it that's purple and pink, and it's glitter in the card.
The art on those is really cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's straight from the show. It's super sick. And then I have an art card as well. This is actually from an artist who worked on a lot of Demon Slayer stuff.
Yeah.
They have their own card as well.
Oh, that was the Spider Demon.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorites. I really liked him. The dude that just wanted a family.
And it's signed on the back too.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, that's so really these are all coming to you, sir.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you. Let's look at him being generous for once. Man's late to the podcast, but comes bearing gifts.
Yeah, you know how I do, man. Had to hook up my boy. But yeah, like I said, this box is yours. I'm
gonna put that.
I'll make sure that you get this.
Put that on display somewhere.
Absolutely.
All right, so a little bit of a pivot, but this is how we start episode 100. We pivot because we do stuff like that. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about what we've been watching, reading, and listening to, and playing this past week. How do you want to do this? Do you want me to start since you started last week?
Yeah, you go ahead. Tell us what you've been into. Tell us what
so, okay. Obviously, I watched two things that we're going to talk about, so we won't discuss them right now.
Mm-hmm. You know what? This is episode 100. You can tell us that you watched it, but we'll just discuss it later.
Okay, I watched the newest episode of Demon Slayer, of course. Surprise, surprise. Wow, shocker. Sin watched Demon Slayer episode. Hey. And I watched the new Kaiju number 8 episode. So we'll talk about them more in detail here in a little bit. I did not write my lovely detailed notes because I'm a failure today. So there's that. But also, I watched something, and I did not write notes on it, so this is going to come all from memory. But I watched Abigail the other day.
Oh, snap.
And hold on, I'm not done. I watched Abigail. I started Ghostbusters last night, but the missus fell asleep, and then we couldn't finish it today. So I'm not going to talk about Ghostbusters. We'll save that for maybe the next episode whenever I've completed it. So just ignore that part. The other thing I watched, Aquaman, the new Aquaman. I watched that. So, yeah. Where do we want to start on those? Christian, which one would you like to hear?
I've been wanting to see Abigail since it hit theaters, and I didn't get to see it. I missed the theater run. And I really, really want to see that. I was excited for it. So I want to hear about that first.
Okay, I will say this. Universal, what is it? The Dark Universe? Is that what they were calling it?
Oh, yeah.
They shit the bed. Plain and simple, shit the bed. Like, that was just awful. The only saving grace in the whole thing to me was Invisible Man. Yeah. That was the only one that was worth anything. Like, Renfield was okay for some giggles. Have I watched it again since the first time? No, I haven't. Will I watch it again? I mean, if it's on, I'll probably leave it on, but it's not something like I'm just like, let's go watch that again. What was the other one that was recent with Ren? Voyage Demeter.
Oh, yeah.
It was okay. Again, if it's on, I'll watch it. It was okay. I don't remember what we ranked it. It was all right. I don't know. It didn't really. I felt like I needed something a little more from it.
It didn't leave such an impression that you want to see it again right now.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not rushing to go buy Voyage of Demeter or Renfield or anything like that. How they have been better than what we got with like the Mummy and stuff like that, but they're still not great. Abigail, honestly, I didn't know it was even somewhat within the realm of the Universal monsters until not long before I watched it. And spoiler, it's about Dracula's daughter. I mean, it's not really that much of a spoiler because I feel like it's kind of insinuated early on. You know, all that. She's a young ballerina and she gets kidnapped by these people and found out her dad is like an underworld boss and super powerful. And then
cool.
Then she pretty much just starts murdering people.
Oh, wow. I'm kind of into that. That sounds cool.
It is, let me think.
You sound like you're trying so hard not to spoil it.
I am. I don't want to spoil it, but I mean, it has people in it. It has Melissa, I can't think of her last name. Christian, help me. From Scream.
From Scream?
Yes.
Ferreira?
Yeah, she is one of the main characters. It has the bigger dude from The Strain. He's also in the new Planet of the Apes. He
does the voice of.
You know what I'm talking about. I cannot think of his name. I'm not even going to try. He's in it.
I know you mean.
So is I
know the guy.
The dude that passed away from Euphoria. Angus Cloud, I think's his name.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's in it, and another one of the main characters was really familiar is the guy, and I don't know what he's from, and I'm not gonna IMDb it right now. And then the girl from Freaky.
Wasn't
Vince
the
Vaughn.
Guy that played Gus in it as well?
And Gus. Carlos No.
Esposito.
Yeah. He's in it too. So I had theories on it early in the movie. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna rewatch it because it had some really cool parts that I was like, okay, that's kind of sick. There was a couple cool songs, and I'm not usually one to be like, okay, I like that song placement because I prefer more like atmospheric, like Halloween. Like with my horror movies, I want that. I want it to build the tension, not like drop band song placement here and whatever. The missus didn't finish it, so that gives me an excuse to rewatch it. She didn't. I finished it. Yeah, I stayed awake. I wasn't going to sleep.
But she fell asleep?
Yeah, she fell asleep. She's like the world's worst at falling asleep because we usually get to watch stuff late at night thanks to our son, and then she passes out. Gotcha. It was, okay, so it's a vampire movie. It's a fun vampire movie. It's a little different take on, not really the same essential vampire rules, but, it's a little girl vampire with the exception of Let the Right One In. You don't really see that often. Doing ballerina stuff around and murdering people. I thought it was all right. I'm not going to give it, it's not going to change like the game or anything, but I would say it's a strong 7 right now. And I would even bump it a little above. If as far as like replayability and stuff, I would probably bump it above because I'm pretty sure I gave a 7 to Late Night with the Devil. I would bump it a little above that, I think.
Okay.
So, like, not the best thing ever, but especially the track record of Universal stuff right now. Dude, yeah, for sure. I think you'll dig it. Is it cheesy in parts? Yeah, it's a little girl vampire. Is it, like, super predictable in parts? Well, yeah, it's also a vampire. Like, it's kind of obvious early, like, you're like, well, how does this come to be? And, like, it's not that hard to put 2 and 2 together on some of the stuff. But yeah, I dug it. I would say definitely watch it. I'll plan on rewatching it. They have a really sick, it's not Misfits, it's Danzig, I think his project, his stuff.
Oh, nice.
They have a sick song placement of him in there. I was like, okay, that's actually a cool placement for it. Like, it works really well. But yeah, it was pretty good.
I know you guys listening right now, listening and watching, can't hear this. But my upstairs neighbor.
Christian froze. His upstairs neighbor must have cut him off. Christian, what are you doing? And we lost Christian. Christian has gone into, who knows? They disconnected his internet. Yeah, but if you guys enjoy horror movies, Abigail, check it out. I think it's on Rent and stuff right now. And there we go. Everything's broke right now with Christian. But yeah, definitely check that out. And here he comes.
So weird.
Yeah, you said my upstairs neighbor, and then they disconnected you.
So yeah, they're out to get me, bro. But they're like axe kicking the ceiling right now. It's so loud.
Dude, they're listening to some heavy stuff.
Dude, I want to get a pillowcase and fill it up with bricks and then go up to their apartment.
Why don't you just do bars of soap?
I mean, Full Metal Jacket, absolutely. You know what? You're right. You were correct.
Yeah,
you were correct.
All right, so Abigail, I would definitely say check it out. I would like to go. I'm trying to avoid spoilers because I don't want to be that person, especially like if Christian hadn't seen it. If you guys have seen it out there or haven't seen it, we at least give you somewhat of a warning, like, hey, won't you skip ahead in the episode and don't listen to what we have to say. But Christian hadn't seen it, and I feel bad. I don't want to just like drop a bunch of stuff, The other movie I watched was Aquaman Lost Kingdom. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Aquaman. Yeah. Something like that.
That movie, and it got delayed how many times?
I don't know.
It and The Flash it just got to the point I was like, these movies will come out sometime eventually in the next decade, but Flash come out with some of the literal, not even joking, worst CGI in parts I have seen since like late 90s. Like some of the CGI in The Flash was just it was bad. It was bad. It was
it was terrible. The Flash is one of those movies where the story is practically there, but the CGI was so bad that it was hard. It was really hard to like stay in it long enough to get through it. Like,
so I will say this though, the whole Aquaman, I literally was watching. I was like, when's the CGI going to piss me off? Because obviously there's a ton in Aquaman. Like it's very heavy, and I was like, wow, the colors are actually pretty good. Like the color used, the way it's very bright, which the other one was too, like very colorful and bright. But I was like, CGI has not been awful. And then there was a moment I was like, there it is. That's that boo-boo shoes CGI. It just looks atrocious. And that's all I could focus on. And then it was stuck in my head for like the next 10 minutes.
Which scene in particular are you referring
to? Have you seen it?
Not all of it. I honestly just got bored.
It was, I mean, it's not great. I watched it, but I'm not going to lie. I was half-ass paying attention because, I don't know. Like, I like Momoa as Aquaman. It's all cool. He's fine. Whatever. I don't know. I just,
Momoa as Aquaman is mainly in this newer one, right? The last one. I
like his little scream that they're now doing. Like, they're starting to kind of overuse it. His little woo! Like from Justice League when he does it the first time and you're just like laughing. You're like, okay, this dude's wild. But now it's to a point where like they're using it so much. I'm like, okay, you're kind of running in the ground a little bit. Like, let's back off of it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's I don't know what they are. They're like these octopus, robot-y monster things climbing something, and they just looked awful. Like they looked really awful.
And I don't know. I was watching it, and
it looked like we were trying to watch The Matrix like way back in the day, and they were trying to come up with some like, it didn't look like some 2024 shit.
I just didn't like the way the story was starting off with Black Manta. I thought that was stupid. I didn't like Aquaman's like whole thing with sun and his powers necessarily. Wasn't my jam. Amber Heard, they used her sparingly in the movie, but even her scenes were just like very, very awkward and out of place.
I mean, not gonna lie, I wasn't crazy about her being in it.
Fair. I wasn't either. And just seeing her on screen and the way that they chose to use her, I was like, y'all should have just taken it completely out because you have her in there so sparingly that she serves no purpose.
She's like in a small section in the beginning. Then she makes a couple small appearances throughout the movie, and then I think she has a small section in, and that's it. Like, it is literally, maybe I don't even know if it's 7 minutes of screen time. Like, it's It's not much.
It just wasn't fun to watch for me.
No, I mean,
and I didn't finish it because of that.
The story was, I don't know. I hope the new DC stuff gets turned around, honestly, because it was definitely not a buy. Like, and don't get me wrong, I love DC, but man, these last two movies that we got delayed have just not produced for me. And Flash had the potential, but they just, for some reason, I don't know, dropped the ball on the CGI really bad. I know we've talked about that a lot, so we're not going to complain on that. Other than that, I did a recent episode of Behind the Vocals. Those listeners out there that are interested in hearing that, it is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube under my YouTube stuff. And I interviewed the one and only Andy Atkins of A Plea for Purging, and that was a blast, Christian. I know you're a fan of Plea. Dude, it was a great conversation. Like, usually the episodes are around like an hour, kind of like our podcast, around an hour, like kind of the sweet spot. Dude, it was going past an hour and a half, and we were still just chatting. Like, he was talking about all kinds of stuff from like the last year Corner Fest was a thing, like his favorite Plea moment, where pretty much, the song And Weep, where it starts, it's like, your God is dead.
Yeah.
He said it was Cornerstone. They did like the little intro thing, and then he said it was probably 2,500 kids in the tent, and everyone yells, your God is dead. And he's like, it just set the intensity for the whole thing. Like, it was just he said it was his favorite moment of Plea. Like, it was crazy.
That's a good favorite moment right there. It was a good favorite moment.
But it was a really good thing. That episode will be coming out June 7th, I think.
Looking forward to it.
I think that's right.
That's gonna be slick, man. I love it.
It's a good one. Other than that, I don't know. I watched the PlayStation Showcase. I guess we could talk about that real quick before we get into stuff.
Well, I mean, I gotta tell you what we can talk about it. I can tell you guys what I've been doing after that.
I'll just do a quick rundown. I wrote down a couple games from the showcase, and we'll talk about that. Concord, new game coming out. It definitely has like an Overwatch-ish vibe from what I got. It's 5v5 PvP. The beta comes out in July. Global launch is August 23rd. I keep an eye on that one. God of War Ragnarok PC release September 19th, 2024. I think it's uncapped frames and all that stuff, so it's probably gonna look amazing on PC. I already know. I think it also comes with the DLC as well. Dynasty Warriors Origins comes out in 2025. Did you ever play a Dynasty Warriors?
Oh yeah, I love Dynasty Warriors.
It looks sick. I don't know that I've ever played one, but it looked really sick. Ballad of
You never played one?
If I did, it was brief. I don't really remember playing it, honestly.
Damn.
I know them though. I remember seeing them. I just don't know that I ever like spent time playing them.
Wow. Okay. Well, I learned something today.
Yeah, you learned today. Ballad of Antaria comes out in 2025. I don't know much about it. All I know is it looks like what?
That the Souls kind of look.
Yeah, that's exactly the note. Is it looks like a Souls game. This is all I got from it. I don't know anything else other than the appearance of the trailer and what little bit they showed. It has a very Souls-like feel, I guess you could say. Okay. Marvel Rivals is coming to PS5. It has been in beta, closed beta, I believe, on PC the last couple months. And it's coming to closed beta on PS5 in July. And there will be a PlayStation exclusive suit or skin, whatever you want to call it, of Scarlet Spider-Man.
Oh, dope.
Who is Scarlet Spider-Man?
His name is
because they said the name and I was like, I don't know this person. I'm not gonna
lie. I know it's dang it! I literally was reading his comic.
And this isn't the one. It's not the clone, right? This is the.
Well, you have the clone. Yeah, Ben Reilly, the clone.
No, it's not Ben Reilly. That's not the name.
His name's Kane.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's who they're. Apparently, that's the suit you can get, a PlayStation exclusive. Again, another. Essentially, it's Overwatch with Marvel characters, from what I'm seeing. They added. I did see they added Adam Warlock and Venom to the.
I saw that on my time.
Was that?
Yeah, I like before we started, I saw Venom pop on my timeline, and I assumed that's what it was.
Yeah, they showed Venom on there. Until Dawn is coming to PS5 and PC fall of 2024. Path of Exile 2. Christian, do you know the name of Path of Exile 2?
Do not.
Return of Tituba.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
No, it's not. That's just what I named it.
Oh.
Is this Path of Exile 2? Early access late 2024. And then Silent Hill 2 finally gets a release date, October 8th of 2024. We get Silent Hill 2, and I'm so excited. I can't wait for that. It's one of the games I've been waiting on this year. So there's that. What have you been into this past week? Let us hear. Tell us the things. And Christian broke again. Clearly, Christian does not want to cooperate. 100 episodes in, and he's breaking all the things.
Is something broken?
Oh, you were frozen, but now you are back. You have returned from the Matrix. Welcome back.
Oh, damn. Well, let me repeat that just in case. I was just saying I'm also excited for Silent Hill 2, and I'm glad that it got a release date, which is October this year. Like, I didn't expect it to come out this year. I was fully expecting them to give us some BS.
I mean, they had pretty much said it would be on the 2024 release, but we were getting kind of far, and there was no release date, so I was a little worried about that. But I don't think I ever beat Silent Hill 2. I beat the first one, but I've never beat 2.
Yeah, I didn't beat 2 because when that game was actually available to purchase, I didn't have a PlayStation 2 at the time, so I couldn't do it. And then by the time I got a PlayStation 2, it was like impossible to get Silent Hill 2 because it was sold out everywhere. It cost way too much money. So just to add to that, super excited. I did see the Until Dawn updates coming to PS5, which I'm also excited about because I only got to play that game once, and my file was corrupted on PS3, I believe, or was it? No, it was 4. PS4.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, but my file got corrupted specifically for that game. So I don't remember like half of the stuff. I remember like the general story and all that, but I don't remember where like all the little totem things are and all that. Like I have to do all that over again. But I'm excited to play that.
I'll probably play it again. I've played through it a couple of times and I love it. But I love those style of games. I really enjoy that like decision based style of game.
The Quarry and all that.
Heavy Rain, The Quarry, Beyond Two Souls, all those. Have been really good.
I love those too. Those are definitely games that like speak to me on a personal level. Like Detroit, Become Human, like all that stuff is fantastic. I did, however, see. I know we talked about this before, like a year ago on the podcast, but Bill Skarsgård is actually officially going to be back as Pennywise in the Welcome to Derry Max series because that got heavily delayed after the strikes. So that is coming back. They are working on that, and he is going to be playing Pennywise again. So that's cool to see. I also saw the Dynasty Warriors Origins coming out next year, which I'm excited about. But the biggest bit of news I wanted to bring up really quick
is the Destiny 2 final DLC that's supposed to come out like June 6th somehow is available now on PS5. Somebody screwed up.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not joking. That's a thing that I don't know. Unless they've somehow took it down. I don't know. I never checked. But, yeah, it's supposed to come out like June 4th. Maybe it's June 4th. I don't know. Sometime in June, early like the first week of June is supposed to come out. And people today were like, you can play it now on PS5. Totally not Bungie's plan. So somebody messed up somewhere.
Man, well, that's a big mistake to make.
Yeah.
But the biggest news that I saw literally just not too long ago that I wrote down that I wanted to bring up was, you know how we love to shit on shitty movies. We love to shit on Exorcist Believer because that movie's trash.
If you're about to talk about Exorcist news, I wrote that down too.
Blumhouse, has a saving grace in the form of one of my favorite directors, new directors to horror, especially.
We talked about this with him being on board a week or two ago, didn't we?
We did, but it was a rumor at the time. And now it is official that Mike Flanagan will be directing the new Exorcist movie. Not only will he be directing that movie, but Blumhouse has given him partial carte blanche to like change up everything about the story. Wild new direction. So he is coming in to literally take the first movie, throw that in the trash where it belongs, and then make some new shit.
Yeah, this is not a sequel. It's already been confirmed and like announced. Not a sequel. It is instead, it'll take the franchise in a new direction. Thank God. Because that movie was a straight dumpster fire. That movie was awful.
Yeah. It's like if you go into a dumpster and just collect some of the juice at the bottom of it, it's like that. That movie was absolute dog shit. But yeah, that's the bit of news. But as far as what I've been watching, reading, playing, all that, I've still been playing Fallout 4 in the little bit of free time that I actually have. Still loving it. I still want to get through the game. I'm getting destroyed right now. There's a lot of stuff for me to do, and I don't know if you guys have played through Fallout 4, but there are multiple factions of people that you can join and talk to and do all that stuff. You have the Minutemen, which I'm doing missions for right now, and they're getting kind of difficult. You have the Brotherhood, you have the Institute, which I actually haven't gotten to yet in the game because I'm still in the early of the game. But dude, doing all this stuff in the game is so ridiculously difficult at points, and it gets really hard if you don't have the right weapons, and it's hard to level up stuff. All that to say, having a lot of fun. Love the game. I miss playing Fallout 4. I need to beat the story because I love the game so much, and I've actually never beat the story. Super pumped. Obviously, I've been drawing a lot for you guys who are following me on social media, as you've seen what I've been doing there. But I decided to start a new anime, and I've blown through it, and I want to talk about it.
Okay.
It's called Windbreaker.
Okay.
Windbreaker, in a nutshell, without ruining the story, is about a guy named Sakura who moves to a new town because he is like a bad boy delinquent character, and he wants to join the delinquent gang essentially in this new town and become its new leader. He wants to beat the strongest guy and make his way up to the top and just be their new leader. And it's a part of the school that's in this town. He gets there, and this guy's a loner. No friends, no family, no nothing. He has a punk look to him. He has two-tone hair, two-tone eyes, and he's so used to everybody talking mad shit about him, and pretty much calling him out all the time. So he's ready to fight at all times. He gets to the town, and it's not what he expected. The gang of people act just like a family. They fight to protect the town, and that is the reason why they fight. Literally, only to protect the town. It's people and their values, their beliefs. So he's really thrown off by that. It's really new, and we watch him kind of become a good person because when he starts the show, he's kind of a piece of shit because he's been treated like such life. So when he meets new people that are actually good people, it starts him, and he's obviously into that change. But what I can say about this show is all the episodes, it's a typical anime, so the episodes are like 30 minutes. The fight scenes are gorgeous. They're really good, easy to watch. It's not like super colorful like Demon Slayer.
All the episodes already out?
The episodes right now, it's 8 episodes, and I'm actually on the last 8 minutes of episode 8 right now because it's so easy to just run through it.
Is that the finale?
I hope not. I honestly hope not. I will let you know off pod if it is the finale, which like I said, I hope it's not because it's not the ending that I need to the season. I want it to keep going really bad. And I really enjoy the show and the characters, but I have favorite characters already that aren't the main person, And it's just oh my god, man. It's nothing brand new. It's not breaking barriers, but it's a breath of fresh air, if you will. Fight scenes, like I said, amazing. The characters, easily digestible, easy to understand. The motivations for everybody is pretty spot on. And I just really enjoy it. I just been like on my break from work. I just sat on my break and watched 2 episodes or 1.5 episodes. It's great.
All right.
And I really like it. I recommend it to anyone, especially if you watch anime whatsoever, any shonen anime, you should definitely check it out. It's good. It's one of the best things.
And for those uninitiated, what's a shonen anime?
Oh, for those not initiated, a shonen anime is essentially something like My Hero or Dragon Ball. It's an anime or a manga that usually stars a younger main character that is very heroic and goes off to do these heroic things. And typically in shonen anime, they are battle based. So when you hear somebody talking about battle anime, that's what that is. Characters fighting each other for the sake of getting to the next point of the story. So that's essentially what a shonen is. Like My Hero Academia is a shonen anime. Dragon Ball is a shonen anime. Attack on Titan is essentially a show. Well, actually, Attack on Titan isn't a show. Back, I take that back. Don't listen to me on that one. But pretty much any popular battle-based anime that you've watched, where the main character is a young boy, it's a
Demon
shonen.
Slayer.
Demon Slayer is a shonen. Yes.
Okay.
So that's what that is. And shonen just means like young boys. It's targeted to young guys. Not to say that women can't read the comic as well. Their comics as well. It's toward everybody. That's just how they used to do it back in the day. So yeah, that's what that is.
All right, and I guess that's a good segue. Let's go ahead and breeze through the next two animes that we've watched this week. I don't have my very detailed notes, so I guess we'll just let Christian take the point, and I'll jump in. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with Kaiju number 8.
Okay.
I also didn't take detailed notes this time.
I mean, the episodes really. I mean, you can pretty much summarize them pretty quick, truthfully. Like they're not crazy. Kaiju had a nice cliffhanger, essentially.
It did have a nice cliffhanger and
a cool little battle.
Dude, here's the thing with Kaiju number 8. So, full disclosure, I liked both episodes for both anime. This season of Demon Slayer is probably going to be my least favorite season out of all of them. Just because I kind of know what I'm getting into from reading it and also knowing how the episodes have been moving so far.
I feel like this is the backstory filler season so far.
Exactly.
Which
and it was
fine.
like that in the manga too.
So all right, we're doing Kaiju though first, right?
Yeah, but we're doing Kaiju first. In Kaiju number 8, we get to see our main character finally transform to go save his best friend, the guy that he saved.
Essentially, the other humanoid doodad. I don't know his name. We're gonna call him Mushroom Head.
Yeah, I don't think he has a name just yet.
He's there, and he pretty much jacks up. What is dude's name? The main character's sidekick.
It's not his sidekick. That's not the best way to say it. It's just his friend.
It's his sidekick. It's a sidekick. He calls him boss. Sir. It's his sidekick. So he gets jacked up, and the other dude's like, "I can't save you," and he wants to save him, and then that causes him to finally transform. So that's how we get to that point. He transforms, and he comes, and they get in a scrap, and pretty much we see the other humanoids like pretty damn strong, like really strong.
He is pretty strong. He regenerates
but for some reason, there's something different about our main character that it's like he keeps leveling up as he's fighting. Like he's not even really, he gets hit, but he's not even really taking damage at this point. Like he's just kind of essentially a tank. He's the juggernaut, bitch.
He is a tank. That's a great way to describe it. So he's just strong as shit. That's the thing. That the kaiju that he becomes is strong as piss. He's really, really strong. He's not the strongest kaiju. His name's Kafka, by the way. Sorry.
Kafka, there we go.
I forgot about that. But Kafka's kaiju form is just strong as hell. He's just super strong. Very akin to Godzilla, which we see, I think, in this episode, to be honest with you. And he's, like I said, not the strongest kaiju there is out there, but he's among the top 3 or 4 as far as just strength and ability wise. But Kafka doesn't know how to use all his powers right now. So there's also...
It's like every time he gets in a scrap, he finds something new he pulls off.
Yeah. Because I want to say Shishiro, which is... Or no, that's not how you say it. Is it Show? I forget his name. Hoshima, the guy that we see his like second in command boss or whatever. The guy who put him on the team because he's funny. He's really strong. He's like number 4. You got Mina, who would be like number 3. Then you have Kaiju number 9, which is the mushroom head dude. I don't remember what his name is, his actual name, but he's essentially Kaiju number 9. And him, and then there's another character that we haven't met yet in the anime that's stronger than all of them. He's like the number 1. it doesn't matter. We'll get into that character when we see him eventually. But
Do we
yeah,
know how many
Kafka's.
episodes this season is?
I actually think I wrote it down. Let me double check. I'll let you talk more about the episode, and I'll check my notes.
It's a fairly action packed episode though. Like I said, they kind of fight a little bit after he comes to the rescue, and essentially Kafka, right?
Kafka,
I'm awful with their names still, and if you've listened to this, any of these 100 episodes, you know, it takes me a while to get the names down. But he essentially has him on the ropes and is about to finish him when the defense group ruins his plans, and the other humanoid, number 9, I guess is what Christian's calling him, escapes.
Yeah.
And he starts running. He's going to get away, and he's going to transform back so no one knows. And that's when I'm not even going to try. But the other, not the captain, but the next one under, he's not a co-captain. What is his role?
He's the second in command. He's the second in command.
Yeah, but he call him something though, right?
They do. I should have wrote that down, to be completely honest with you.
Whatever they call him, second command. He does better with mid to smaller size kaiju. He pretty much is on the hunt and starts powering up, and that's where the episode ends. Like, he pretty much sees him, and there's no way to get away, and they're gonna fight, or Kafka's gonna have to reveal his identity and then probably be put in a cell or killed. It's gonna be interesting.
I know that the 9 is trying to get a live sample of something. I don't remember what it is. He's trying to get a live sample of something. That's why he's on the battlefield. But he gets found, obviously, and tries to kill a bunch of people. But Kafka's like best friend, his name is Reno. I do remember his name now. His name Reno. Reno is there, and he's trying to.
This is what happens when we don't write down notes. It's a shit show.
Yeah, he's trying to save the guy with pink hair. I don't think I ever remember what his name is.
He's the one with the sharp teeth. It throws me off because he's the only one with like fang-like teeth in the whole show, and every time I see him, it throws me off. I don't understand
it. In almost every anime, there's a character that has teeth like that. And their eyes are always like smaller and beady looking to make them look aggressive. That's in like every anime that you see. It's in My Hero. It's in this. It's in all of them. They're all like that.
So weird.
Yeah, no, it is strange. But Reno essentially is trying to save this guy because they've become friends while training to be Defense Force officers. And they both use different types of ammo to get by and try to figure out what works best with different kaiju. So they're holding their own against kaiju number 9 for a little bit, but then they find out that he's just fucking with them. And once he starts using a little bit of his actual strength, they're like no match. Reno is definitely about to die because essentially kaiju number 9 just does like the Frieza versus Piccolo thing where he shoots him with a bunch of little bullet blasts and lights him up, and he's dying. And then Kafka finally understands hears this from somebody else, transforms, jumps into him, and just literally beats the piss out of kaiju number 9. And it looks really cool because you see the mushroom-looking kaiju versus Kafka, who looks a lot like Godzilla with a skull face. And his energy rushes through his body. It's this electric kind of blue color, the same color essentially as Godzilla's spines when he's getting ready to shoot his atomic breath and all that. So it looks really awesome. And every time we see Kafka get ready to do an attack or really take somebody out, it looks stunning. So I really loved seeing that animation, and that's when they let the animation pop off. The art style is very simple. When they start doing those fights and they let the colors and the artists do their thing, it really does pop off. So I love seeing stuff like that. Kafka kind of defeats kaiju number 9, but he gets away because the defense force show up and they see him as a kaiju. They start attacking him. He saves them from getting killed from kaiju number 9 because kaiju number 9 realizes that even though he's a kaiju, he fights like a human and acts like a human. So he attacks the humans in order to escape because he knows Kafka will save them. After that, his captain shows up, which I literally just said his name and then forgot it again.
Dude, I'm doing awful with their names.
So smart.
But then again, to be fair, it took me a minute for Demon Slayer, and I still Zenitsu? I think that's who I always still mess up.
Zenitsu.
I don't know what it is about him that I still, and I'm not even the Hashira names. I don't even try.
Understandable. So he shows up to take out kaiju number 8, which is Kafka, but he's not there to kill him. He's there to capture him. But he's going to do him immense damage. But one thing I wanted to bring up, he is adept. I think his name is Shinomiya. I think his name is Shinomiya. Yuji is his name. It doesn't even matter. I literally can't remember his name right now. But he shows up. He's the vice captain. That's his.
There we go. I knew it was a title. It was something because they've brought it up multiple times, and that's what Kafka's going for. He wants to be that role.
Exactly, because that role stands next to the captain, which is Mina. But anyway, he shows up. He's super good at fighting with his swords and mid-sized to small-sized kaiju because he can get close range with them. So he starts fighting Kafka. But one thing I want you to notice, Sin, notice when he was fighting Kafka, when he was trying to slice him up with his swords and all that stuff, he didn't touch Kafka once. Mm-hmm. That comes into play again. That's all I can say. Kafka's a lot stronger and faster than he gives himself credit for. But yeah, he never touched him, not one time. Kafka got away from every single slice. He saw it all coming, even though he was like worried because he doesn't want to hurt Vice Captain because they're friends. I thought that was really cool. They put that in there, and the way they animated it made it seem like he was just on the run the whole time, which he is.
He's on the run so much that Christian froze in the Matrix. I will say the animation there is a lot of humorous, like the goofy fun animation they do in Kaiju number 8. But when it is like he's transformed into the kaiju and he's fighting or doing things, the art and everything does really pop off then. And it looks really cool. So it definitely makes those moments more impactful. And if you're watching on YouTube, you get a full screen of my face, and I hope you like every second of it. If you're just listening, you can just picture it. Just picture my face in elongated form in all of its glory. But yeah, so for episode 100, how fitting is it that we have technical issues with Christian? Because that never, ever happened on this podcast. Ever, ever, ever. Jump scare, I know, right? Jordan in the Kick Chat, because Kick Chat is also watching us go live right now as we're recording. Said jump scare because, yeah, it is a scary sight. It's a very scary sight. You know what? You know what's scarier than this, though? David Gordon Green. David Gordon Green in Halloween kills and ends. Just the most terrifying of terrifying things. Ah, man. Hurts my soul. Hurts my soul to think about it. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty rough. And we don't know. We don't know what happened to Christian. David Gordon Green. We're gonna blame David Gordon Green for it. But yeah, Kaiju number 8. It's been pretty good so far. I enjoy it. It is very different. It's such a different vibe than like I'm used to, like Demon Slayer or even Solo Leveling. Way more humor based, but a good time. And like I said, when they fight and whenever he transforms and stuff, it definitely pops off and has its moments. It has enough of those badass moments that you're like, you enjoy the humorous part because when you know like stuff's hitting the fan, like it's gonna look awesome and it's gonna be cool. And yeah, dude. I guess next is Ari comes back. Christian, listen here.
I literally was in the middle of talking.
How fitting is it for episode 100 that you're having tech issues?
And it's just like the gods of technology are like, hey, Christian.
Last week, Christian decided to break his internet for I don't know how long. What felt like a decade. Oh, yeah. And then
that was terrible. That was trash. Absolute garbage. Absolute garbage.
All right, let's wrap up Kaiju number 8 because we're running low on time, and let's go to Demon Slayer because we got another stuff and things to talk about. So get to it, Christian.
Let's move right on. I thought it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. But with Demon Slayer, here's the thing. Demon Slayer, like I said, this season's not going to be my favorite season, but it was great. We got to see. All
right, we're going right into Demon Slayer now. We're sending.
Yeah, we got it. Okay. Sound Hashira's training.
Sound Hashira looks so dope with his hair longer. I don't know what it is. It's not even that much longer, but it's just a little longer.
No, his hair was that length the whole time. It's just not up this time in this style.
Oh, is that what it is? This is down?
Yeah.
And like you see the scar on his eye, where obviously he lost his eye in the fight, missing the his arm or part of his hand, arm, or it is his hand, but part of his arm too, I think. Like, he's just jacked up from the fight, and it's so cool. And he still wants to fight, and he's still missing it. And even with him being messed up, there's a scene, because pretty much the whole episode wrapping up, because it is a filler episode, I guess, right? Yeah, we can call it filler.
Yeah, I mean, it's filler.
Tanjiro returns to training. Yeah. Is pretty much what it is. And so Tanjiro's out there. He's running with all the other corpse people, and he's running around, and he's clearly head and shoulders above all the ones he's training with. Like, you can tell,
absolutely,
he's stronger, he's faster. Even I think Sound Hashira's wives are like, you look more manly. Like, they're all feeling. Tanjiro doesn't wear a shirt the whole episode. Dude's showing his scars, and he's running around all jacked, and
looks like he's been on steroids.
He's literally like, let's go get him. We can do it. Just, Boy Scout, pure typical character that's like optimistic and let's train harder and all that stuff. But there is a pretty cool moment. The Sound Hashira takes him to like this wooded area on the mountain, and he's essentially like, we're going to do this at night, and we're going to practice because you'll be fighting demons at night. So I'll be the demon, and you're going to get me. And he's like, it's your job to get me. He's like, and Tanjiro, it's your job not to let them get hurt. And so Tanjiro literally watches this. He like knocks out, dude, what, 75, 80% of them? Yeah. Like, he drops him, and he makes it look, which he's a former shinobi, right?
Yeah.
He makes it, it's just stealthless. Tanjiro can't smell him with his strong sense of smell, and just is dropping him, and then they have a pretty sweet little skirmish with the wood swords, like the sparring swords. And it was actually really fun watching. That's the first time I think Tanjiro's actually squared off with a Hashira, right? Like an actual square off, not headbutting, because he's headbutted people. Yeah. But I thought that to me was the favorite part of the episode. I really enjoyed it. And then he moves on. He's going on to Mist, which, dude, I'm a Mist mark, I guess. I don't know. I was like, as soon as I saw Mist the next episode, I was like, I don't care if it's filler or not. Let them square off just a little bit, please. I just want to watch the Prodigy throw down Tanjiro. But it is starting to seem like Tanjiro's going to be a Hashira. I mean, he has to be a Hashira eventually. There's no way he's not. Because he's already, you look at him like he's in the level where like he's going through the training and he's going to be a Hashira. And if you're watching on YouTube, Halo joins us for episode 100. She's pacing around doing whatever it is she does. That was about it for this one. Really, was just Sound and Tanjiro training, wasn't it? Like, there was really nothing. I don't think there's anything else. Like, it is filler. This season's filler. I get it. It's backstory. I'm still predicting, and Christian hasn't told me. H has also reread Demon Slayer. Both of you have reread it recently, and neither one of you are telling me. But I'm predicting that it will pop off probably the last 2 episodes or so. It's going to leave us on a crazy cliffhanger. Shit's going to go down. It's going to get wild. And then I'm going to be like, come on, man. Now I got to wait probably a year. But we're going to get like probably a little more in depth with our people, and then it's going to go south. Everything's going to go bad.
I mean, that's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to get to everybody's training. We're going to get a little bit in all the episodes of how that goes. And then
this was so we got 5 episodes left. Hell, it may be the last episode it pops off, honestly.
It's most likely going to be the last one because that's going to be the easiest way for them to transition that into a cliff for the next season. So that's what I would imagine. And did you say it's going to be 8 episodes? I thought it was going to be 7, but 8 sounds good too.
While you give your thoughts on it, I'll actually Google it real quick. I feel like I read 8, but I could be wrong. But what did you think about it?
As far as the training arc goes, like, this one's one of my favorites because I'm biased and it's one of my favorite characters. I really, really liked Sound Hashira. I've wished that he got to stick around longer. He didn't die, but he still went out essentially because he's no longer like in fighting shape the way that he was. But he went hard. My 2 favorite Hashira are the ones that, immediately got taken off the board. So that sucks for me as a fan of them. But they left a lasting mark, which carries through the rest of the series. So I'm excited about that at least. I really, really like the part where they trained it in the forest at night. That's like the crux of the episode, right? That's the meat and potatoes of the entire episode. So I really enjoyed that. The next episode, I remember enough about what's going to happen on that one because of rereading it recently. So you'll enjoy that. But like I said, I'm probably not going to be super into it until we get to the next season, because that's when we'll get a little bit more of what I'm into when it comes to manga of this nature, especially this one in particular. So, still a good episode as far as the training goes. This is probably going to be one of my favorite ones. Not my favorite, but one of them. And then when we get to Gyo's training, not Gyo, but the end, May, I think is his name. Sorry, the Stone Hashira. When we get to his at the end, you'll see how he is, why he is the way he is. And I remember reading that chapter in particular because when that came out, it was blowing up on the internet, and I remember being like, "Oh man, this is great." So I'm excited to see that when we get to it. But until then, uh, I did enjoy this, and we'll see what they show us on the next episodes.
So now I'm confused.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much I trust this because, the internet stuff, we can't trust it. Pretty much what I was trying to find it, and this is saying it's at least 7 episodes. I saw 8 somewhere, but it is essentially known as the filler, and there's even some stuff that's filler kind of like the beginning of this season apparently wasn't in the manga, where they find the Infinity with Wind and Serpent. They said it is some filler stuff like that. But they're saying that the next season could come quicker than expected, and that this may start if this could be the beginning of the final battle arc, which is going to be in 2 parts. So I don't know if that's right. Like, I feel like that's not right because I saw somewhere there was like 12 arcs in Demon Slayer?
I don't want to lie to you. I don't remember how many arcs there are. Like, I have to.
Okay, so just answer this then. Where is the Hashira in arcs? Like the Hashira training. How many arcs are we there? Is it different than the anime? Because I have no clue how all that works. I don't know if they lumped a bunch of stuff together or what. I think it was 12. I may be wrong. It may be more than that. I'm actually not sure. It was somewhere in the teens though, I feel like. Because I was like, damn, we have a lot more seasons to go if that's the case. But if this is true and they're going to start final, then, I mean, they could put a bunch of episodes over the next couple of years, probably. Because I don't know how long they plan on dragging out. I know it's finished. You guys have told me the manga's done.
Yeah, the manga's done. I'm trying to remember. There's the Resolve arc, Final Selection.
Oh, wait. So season 1. Okay, how many arcs are in season 1?
In season 1, I think it was a couple of arcs in that one. Like,
because you have like
3 arcs or
Tanjiro like loses his family, and then he ends up training with dude that used to be Water Hashira, and then Final Selection, and then it goes to that one, like the first demon hunt he goes on, I think, where it's like the one in the water, like comes up from the ground and like, and then the spider is also in season 1. So season 1's like 20 something plus episodes, I think.
I think the way that they're doing it is like
and then Mugen Train got made into a movie and then made its own. If you watch on Netflix, like Netflix makes it its own season, but it's not. It's still technically lumped in with Entertainment District. I feel like they're all a season, but that I'm sure is 2 separate arcs in itself.
It's like Final Selection, Kidnapper's Bog.
Spoiler. Christian cut out after that.
How do you say his name?
What? What'd you say?
I was saying the different. I was trying to go over the different arcs. Can you not hear what I'm saying?
I can hear you. No, but you said kidnapper or something. And I said spoiler.
Not necessarily, because we already seen that. You have Final Selection, Kidnapper's Bog, I believe. You have the Casca arc. You have what's the name? Zumi, the mansion arc. Mount Naga, whatever.
So how many do you think we've seen? Like, or just where? Okay, I'll just do this. Where I'm gonna Google where's the Hashira training arc. I swear, if it spoils it for me, Christian, I'm blaming you.
You probably shouldn't Google that, to
Okay.
be honest with you.
Well, I'm not Googling it then. So it's safe to say we're not on what is this technically, the 4th season? Yeah.
Well, you know what, dog? You know what? You're gonna have you do have the Hashira training, which lasts a while in the manga because they go over everybody. And then after that, you do get the final battle arc, but the final battle arc isn't just one fight.
No, I'm assuming because it says it's in 2 parts. So I'm at like the way I'm understanding this, it's gonna be a very long, lengthy, drawn out war / thing. It's not just like, all right, here it is.
I'm trying to think because the final battle arc is like also the Infinity Castle arc. The Infinity Castle is the thing that we always see all the demons in when
Infinity Castle is gonna be it's gonna be a sumbitch. Like that's gonna be rough.
Yeah, because it's like, oh shit. I think what they're gonna do is give us the Infinity Castle arc and then the Sunrise Countdown arc. Because technically, the Sunrise Countdown arc is the final battle, but I think they're gonna lump that in one thing and make it into 2 seasons. So they're gonna call it the final battle arc, but the first part of that is the Infinity Castle shit, which you don't know about yet. And then the second part of that is the Sunrise Countdown arc, which is
these both sound fantastic though and excite me.
Yeah, the Sunrise Countdown arc is the final Muzan boss fight. So that's what that is. So we do have essentially 2 arcs left. You're
so we're getting close to the end then, pretty much.
Yeah, because they're cutting out a bunch of stuff and speed running some other things. Because
they're cutting out. Well, they're giving you 8. We're gonna say 7 or 8 episodes. We don't really know of filler this season to do your Hashira stuff.
We also have to remember that they make stuff into movies. I don't know why they're doing it, but they've been making seasons straight up into these movies to streamline it. And I think it's because the animation's really expensive, but I don't actually know that. That's me guessing. So don't take my word for it. But now that I'm thinking about it and like looking at the manga again, there are like 2 major arcs left, and one of them is straight up the final battle with Muzan. And I don't want to say any more than that because if I tell you how long it is, then you'll be thinking about it and you might look it up.
So, dude, I already think about it nonstop. It's bad. This anime has like corrupted me because I want to see. I like the devastation. I like the fact that nobody is essentially Superman in this. Like when we're fighting, and that shit is rough. People are losing limbs. We're getting messed up. Tanjiro looks like he should be in Street Fighter right now. All these scars. Like I'm loving it. Dude was walking around with a jacked up broken leg or something. At the start of the season, he was like hobbling around on crutches.
Yeah,
like they're getting ruined, and I'm all for it. I like my heroes getting. That's one of the reasons I love Daredevil. The Daredevil they did so much. I like seeing them not come out unscathed. I like seeing them busted up, like showing their will and their perseverance and all that stuff. I really dig that. Okay, do you have anything else about Demon Slayer? Not a lot in this episode. The coolest part was obviously the fight with Tanjiro and Sound Hashira, to me.
I'm more so just excited for us to be done with this arc so that we could jump into the Infinity Castle.
I hope it comes pretty quick. I don't know what their time, like I have no clue. I don't know what's planned.
I mean, I also hope that it comes pretty quickly. Like
I don't know though. Do you think they'll drag it out because it is very popular and money?
That's hard to say. I want to say yes because that's the simple answer for that. But I also think that they're going to try to start. They're probably already in the mix of animating these right now. But
or are they going to come up with some spin-off shit because it is wrapped and it was wrapped on purpose? Like, hey, there will be no dragging this out. Like we're telling the story.
No, the mangaka, the person who made this up in general, she purposefully ended this so that it wouldn't be a long drawn out thing and that they wouldn't be doing spinoffs. She definitely gave it an ending because she was done. So I don't think that we're going to get like a bunch of spinoff stuff because she absolutely does not want
Okay. All right. Okay, so that pretty much covered, I think, all of our stuff. And now, although we're running low on time, but it's episode 100 and we do what we want. So we're gonna take a little trip down memory lane. Are you cool with that for episode 100?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, I would like to hear some of our thoughts and memories over the last 100 episodes, but I asked the lovely community in Discord and around to drop us messages that we would read on the podcast. So yes, I opened that can of worms, and I probably am going to regret it right away. So I guess I'm going to start reading some of these to Christian because I don't imagine he has them at his disposal right now.
I don't have them at my disposal right now.
Christian hates us, confirmed. Okay, so, well, the very first thing that was posted would be from Dallas. And Dallas says Christian's mic still fails him after 100 episodes. Yeah.
Very true.
But no, here we go. In all seriousness, on the inside, Mr. McGinnis says, Sippin With Sin makes my Wednesday car ride enjoyable. Still sad, Sin won't let me do a sports segment. Congratulations on 100 episodes, boys. It's been a blast. Dude, thank you so much for listening. I'm pretty sure on the inside, you're one of the ones that have been listening since like episode 1. I'm pretty sure you've listened to probably all of the episodes at this point. So that's insane, dude. Thank you for the support over 100 episodes. Glad we can help your Wednesdays a little bit. Christian, I think, is in the Matrix again. Yeah, I don't know where he's at. We can't have anything nice with Christian today. There he comes back. Christian, do you have any thoughts on that one? Do you have anything you want to add? That you're done breaking
So,
stuff?
like, I was hearing what you were saying, and then you froze and then cut off. But you were saying that, can you repeat that? It makes his Wednesday rides enjoyable.
Yeah, it makes his Wednesday car rides home enjoyable. Still sad Sim won't let me do a sports segment. Congratulations on 100 episode, boys. It's been a blast. Pretty sure he's listened since episode 1. So he's...
Yeah, since number 1 for sure. Like,
lots of last calls
First
from him.
off, thank you so much for just being here from day one, man. There's not a lot of people that can say they've been listening to a podcast since it first started, especially one that has 100 episodes. So thank you so much for that. I am sad for you that you don't get a sports section. You guys are infinitely into sports more than I am. So your sports section would fall on deaf ears for me, but I think that we would get some really good conversations out of it. Like I said, I'm sorry that you don't have that. Sad day.
He's not sorry.
I am sorry.
He's not sorry.
Because I get to talk about what I want to talk about, which is horror and comic books, and that's like my whole personality.
Christian loves horrors. Oh, you said horror, not horrors. Okay.
Horror, not horrors. But close enough. But yeah, so I mean, I understand. But in all seriousness, man, thank you for being here. Thank you for asking questions. Thank you for letting me know that my mic is trash. And also thank you for keeping me motivated to want to keep working a steady job so that I could eventually buy a mic that doesn't suck. It's going to happen one day. Not today, obviously, but one day it's going to happen. One day I'll have better internet. One day I'll have better everything.
You know we got more comments, right?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's
okay. You sound like you're like done with the comments.
No,
all right, Dallas comes back and he says, enjoy the little rants Chris does any Halloween. Enjoy how each and one of y'all takes the time out of your day to live stream it for us. To be there firsthand to watch it and allow us to ask questions and give us your opinion. It's fun to hear y'all about things every week. Congrats on 100 episodes. From Dallas. Dallas come back after he talked about Christian's mic being boo-boo shoes. Dallas, thank you for being here. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for listening. We do appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy it, man. It's
thank you.
Our ramblings about Halloween and how much we love David Gordon Green. Krampus, or For the Fear. I will forever call him Krampus. I'm really bad when people change their names, their online names. I tend to like get one, like it's in my head and then they stay that person. Kind of like on the inside, I've called him on the inside and he's since changed his name to like M. McGinnis and I still call him on the inside, but that's what I like whenever he first started coming to stream, that was his name. So yeah. Krampus / For the Fear. I enjoy breaking things and causing shenanigans when it's live on Kick. Okay. Well, we're good at that ourselves, but thank you for
especially
also
me
contributing to our breaking of all this stuff. Jordan next said, I'm so happy Christian told me about the live recordings of the pod. Been listening since episode 4 and loved it. But hearing it live and engaging with this community has made it all the better. Jordan, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for supporting. I know you we got messages even when we were on our little hiatus at one point. You know, you were ready for it to be back, and we appreciate it, man. We appreciate all the last call questions and all the love you've showed and, you know, being excited for the episodes. It definitely, when people are excited for it and they look forward to it in a week and you know people want to hear you ramble about whatever dumb shit we ramble about that week, it definitely motivates you to do it again and to keep, like, taking the notes and, like, trying to watch the shows and, like, all right, I need it for the pod this week. I need this. Like, it definitely helps. Because there's times when both me and Christian, like, well, the next episode will probably be it because it's going to be a short turnaround and we just have to, like, you kind of push through it. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. But we somehow have done it. Dude, we should have a plaque. Christian, get us a plaque.
No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
Christian's
I think the plaque will come in the form of this shiny box.
Dude, I'm going to put that. I don't know if I'm going to binder it or if I'm going to put them in, like, top loaders. I don't know yet. We'll be back.
Like I said, they're thick. They're thicker things, but we'll keep moving and we'll talk about that
all
again.
The thickness. All right. And then the final comment that we have from Discord would be from TJ, the lovely TJ himself. He says, congratulations on 100 episodes. Y'all are real ones. Keep it up.
Thanks, man. I mean, this is what I can say to everyone who's made a comment, TJ included. I think that you guys really make it worth doing this because, like Sin was saying, there are some weeks where we just, like,
it's tough.
We don't have it. We don't have the energy. We don't have the drive. We don't have
life is busy. All kinds of shit's going on. Or there's weeks where me and Christian are messaging like, what are we talking about this weekend? It's like, I got nothing. It's like, shit. Okay. We got to find something to ramble about.
Yeah. But then we start thinking about you guys, and especially now that it's live and every now and then you can peek at the comments and then that starts the conversation up, and then we start going in about a thing, or I start ranting about a thing, or I talk about how Mortal Kombat 1 does this thing I don't like, or this movie has this thing I don't like, or this movie has a thing that I love.
Or we just trigger Christian for no reason.
Exactly. So those things happen, and it turns into these conversations that we have that you guys like to listen to, that you guys like to comment on.
And some of my favorite episodes looking back are episodes that we necessarily didn't have the best outline. It was kind of like, all right, let's just wing it and let's talk about this, or let's do this list. And then it just turned into, you know, an hour plus of just us going down the, what was that? There was an episode, horror genres. Remember that? Episode just turned into a blast where we just spiraled down the rabbit hole so bad. But those sometimes are some of the best and most fun episodes.
Absolutely. I will say every spooky season we have just on things to rant about, and we try to do it throughout the year, but we try to stuff for spooky season just because that's like our whole personality, right? So we try to do that. But you guys, like I said, again and again and again, talking to you guys, chatting with you guys, getting questions from you guys make this so much more fun to do than you think it is. So thank you again.
Do you have any memories you want to look back on, or any episodes? I have one I wanted to bring up, and it was within the first 10 episodes, probably. I don't know the numbers.
Yeah.
But Papa Ding joining us and giving us his sinister tale of being haunted.
Episode 1.
Was it episode 1? It wasn't episode 1.
Yeah. I think it was, man. No. It was episode 2. It was episode 2.
He was in, but he was like a couple part, wasn't he? Maybe he was he in 2 episodes? I don't remember.
I know for a fact he was in episode 2 because I still have the notes from episode 2.
Maybe that was Batman. One of them there was Batman, and he was a part of the Batman conversation, wasn't he?
That was the same episode.
But yeah, it's dude, throwback to him being on the show. Let's see some other ones. The genre one was a blast. The Christian finding out how much Khaleesi sucked was awesome. Christian's praise of David Gordon Green and Halloween Ends that have probably been for 30 episodes alone. if not more.
And I know I wrote down some things, and I am going over those right now just to see like which ones of these I was like really, really into. I remember I started rewatching Game of Thrones for sure. And then we started talking about back when Max was still HBO Max, and then the House of the Dragon when that was coming out. Before we even started watching that, like all of those things, I remember having a lot of fun talking about. We talked about Ezra Miller and how much they got into trouble before The Flash came out, because that was like every week there was something new, a new arrest, a new something that we talked about. We talked about the Blue Beetle trailer and what we thought about that film. Like so much stuff was happening as we've been doing this. But I will say this: I remember one of the things that I used to talk about specifically that I bet you still haven't watched was I used to talk about a show that I was watching. It was a South Korean TV show on Netflix called not Warrior. This one is Kingdom, and it was that like zombie show I was talking about.
Oh, yeah,
for
I
a long
watched it.
time. You did watch Kingdom?
No, I didn't watch it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, this is a reminder a year later, 100 episodes later, to tell you to watch Kingdom on Netflix. If you guys haven't seen it, it's essentially a zombie show. It's South Korean. You can watch it, I think, in English now, but when I watched it, it was only available in subtitles. But it's absolutely worth your time. It's a good time, no alcohol required for sure. The story is interesting. I like the way they did everything. So there was that. And what there's so like I said, we talked about that for weeks. I'm just like I said, looking through the notes right now. We
also going back to the episodes, you guys listening have heard Baby Sin stories progressing from just a blob newborn baby to like full toddler, like getting into everything and being difficult and terrible twos and stuff, which is pretty crazy. Like, it's wild to think about, like, you've listened long enough that how much he's grown. And those on stream, I mean, you guys have seen it firsthand when he runs in here. It's also crazy to think about how the podcast come from, offline, me finding time around stream schedule to do this, to now it being a live segment of our weekly thing where you guys look forward to. Because I see in Discord during the weeks, Thursdays come on when we record the podcast, and people will be like, oh, it's podcast night. And they're like looking forward to us rambling and talking shit to Christian. Like it's pretty cool to see that every week.
Looking back at the notes, it's bringing up memories. One of the first things that we talked about on the podcast that I started taking real detailed notes on was The Boys. Season, I think 3. Season 3 of The Boys, we would talk in tandem about that. I actually see my notes for that, and they are like a page long of notes, and it's just us talking about the episode where Soldier Boy comes in and starts like wrecking people. And I remember going over that a lot. I also remember talking about Stranger Things when that season came out.
Yep.
And
Cobra
literally,
Kai,
I'm looking at my I'm looking at my notes right now, and the first thing it says is Stranger Things. Fuck this show. They killed Eddie.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, yeah, man, that brings so many memories back, and I love seeing stuff like that. Like that's stuff that I forget all about. You know what I mean? I also have a note in here for your birthday last year, which is awesome. Just little stuff like that, dude. It makes so much sense.
I don't even know what year, because like we're in 2024 now. We started this when?
2022 we started, because that's the year the Batman came out, right?
I think. I don't know.
That's when we started. We started when the Batman came out. Was
that was one of our first episodes. Was talking about the Batman.
Yeah, so that's when we started. 2022.
Wow. It took us that long to get 100
episodes. That's a long time. It's been forever, man.
A lot of shit's went on. Christian's gotten married during this time of 100 episodes?
I've gotten married. I have. I remember another thing that we talked about a lot that I loved talking about.
Dick tags.
And that was
Bags of dick
The
tags.
Last of Us. Last of Us, man.
Oh, Last of Us. Yeah, those are fun episodes when we were going over Last of Us.
Yeah.
The excitement
that was fantastic to talk about. That was great.
I
I love that.
I mean, we've covered most of the big shows like coming out. I feel like games we've played, lots of horror news and stuff. Christian keeps his comic news pretty up to date.
As best I can, yeah, for sure.
And to this day, our only guest has been Papa Dean. That's the only person we've ever had on here.
That's
100 episodes in, and that's our only guest we've ever had.
Well, hey, man, some listeners, we need to get one of you guys on here at some point. That'd be great.
We'll have to change that. We'll have to start maybe we'll start scheduling some guests, like special stuff now. The next chapter of the podcast. But if you've made it 100 episodes, seriously, I know we've took a couple hiatuses. I have one with the internet issues with my stuff into last year and on. So the podcast was off a couple months around. Yeah. Like so, I mean, if you guys have stuck around, we do really appreciate it. Me and Christian both truly appreciate all the support and appreciate you guys and gals listening and rating 5 stars and all that stuff. Like it really does help a lot. And we're excited for the next 100 and to keep going and to keep doing this. Or at least, I guess, I don't know if Christian is. Christian might not be. Who knows?
Man, it's been great and I love it and I can't wait to keep going.
But yeah, do you have anything else you want to talk about over the last 100 episodes, dude? Episode 100.
Not necessarily, man. Like I don't want to keep on repeating it. Just again, thank you guys. We're gonna keep bringing stuff to talk about as best we can. I'm gonna keep reading, keep watching, keep listening, so that we can keep talking. And that's my vow to you guys.
Keep hitting us up with suggestions. List. We put a thing in Discord with lists for us to rank, or even lists that we find that we're gonna rank. We put in there for you guys to see, and I know lists are really popular. You guys really enjoy those, so we'll keep doing them, and we'll keep talking animes we're watching, shows we're watching, all that stuff, all the fun stuff and things, But we've yammered on. It's been a little bit longer episode, but it's episode 100, and we do what we want, so deal with it. If you're still listening this far, we do really appreciate you. So big hugs, tiny kisses to you, and it's time, Christian. Unless do you have any objections?
No, I do not.
It's time that we
pass the whiskey.
That's right, for the 100th time. Get your whiskey. As we're going into the last call question, Christian, I believe you have one? I believe I was told that.
Yeah, I actually got this
from Jordan.
I got this. Yeah, I got this. Jordan, he had to step out, but he did send me his last call a little earlier just in case. And his last call question is, would you rather get rich in a way that disappoints your family or just make enough money to live?
Well, I'm not going to ask questions because I get shit on every time I do. I mean,
a question. I have my answer. I think I'm ready.
I mean, I'm probably just going to essentially one answer is like me right now. So I guess I'm just going to stick with that. Just making enough money to live. That's essentially what I'm doing.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I think that's a very reasonable.
Because I can only assume in my head when it says disappoint your family, like I'm doing some really shady shit probably.
Yeah, absolutely. Or at least something your family wouldn't approve of so much so that you're like, whatever. My answer to that question is very similar to yours in that it is not the same answer whatsoever. I don't give a damn. I want the money. I've been broke my whole life. I've never been rich. I'll never be rich. But if I could do something a little shameful to be rich, bring it on. Bring me the big buckets of money. I want all of it.
So you're saying, if they plop out 12 inches of glory, and they're like, Christian, you know what you got to do to be rich? Christian's like, slap it on me.
Bro,
Give me the chapstick.
Hear me out.
Let me get ready.
Hear me out. The question was something.
No, so you can't. I'm just giving you the shameful thing. That's what it is.
All right. Okay. I get you. I got you. This is what I'll say. There are people out there right now that would do that job, that are doing that job for free. So if I'm going to do it.
We're not talking about people. We're talking about you. They're not getting paid. Are you getting paid?
Here comes the money.
Christian, you ain't doing it. You're going to be like...
Here comes the money.
You're going to be like...
Money.
Have you ever seen Californication?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so his agent, Runkle, at one point to like get ahead, someone asked him if he's gay, and he's like, yeah. And so his client is like a high-profile client that was in like rehab, and so he starts like taking him to all these like to like different spots. He's like, have you had your wiener sucked today? He's like, well, no. And he's like, don't worry, I got it. I got you on this app. And so he goes and he's like, I'm not really. He's like, well, maybe I can. And he's like, I can't. That's you. I feel like that's you. They're going to be like, here's the check. Do the job. And Christian's going to be like, ugh.
Oh, they show me the check. And then the wiener, bro. I'm telling you, I'm about to get paid. I'm not going to like it. I'm going to get paid. I'm going to get paid. I'm getting paid.
You ain't doing
it. So you would just still be like, getting by. I'm like, hey.
I mean, how's that different than where I'm living now? Like, I know the chat wants to know what I just heard. Actually, I think in 100 episodes, I don't think that's the first time Christian said he'd put one in his mouth.
Look,
I think you really did. I think I had a clip somewhere, and then I was like, I'm not going to post that on socials because I just feel like that's just the wrong impression. What God? I wish I had that on tab right now. And be like, Christian would do what for money? I think it literally was Christian would do something for money.
Man, y'all must have never been like poor before. I've been poor as shit. So
I mean,
there's a lot of things I would do for money.
I'm poor, Christian.
I'm poor as hell. Y'all see my mic? See how poor I am?
I shake. I'm an online internet panhandler, dude. I'm over here shaking what mama gave me on the internet, trying to get people to throw dollars at their screens.
Well, you gotta do this one thing, and you'll never have to shake anything for $1 ever again.
I don't know.
I just lost all respect for him, Jesus Christ. Listen, that's what I just read from the chat. That's hilarious.
I mean.
Oh, man. What I can say is the life will never...
I went the honorable route, and Christian's like, I'll do it. You need me to kill somebody? You need me to suck something off? Like, just give me the money. Show me the money, and you want me to kill somebody? Why sucking somebody off? I'll do it.
I love that wasn't even the question. That's just the part that's where you went. That's where your mind went.
Okay, how do you take... When they said something that's shameful that you're... like they would be embarrassed of or whatever or not approve.
I was thinking like rob a little old lady. Sure. She's fine. She's old as fuck. She won't miss this money.
I mean, is that gonna live forever on the internet though?
Wieners.
Because this shit's going on the internet.
Robbing. I mean, hey man, I'm not
so
saying
you're gonna
I'm
go public rich, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, it's old dude that took 12-inch McGitch in or whatever."
Oh my God, dude.
I don't know what the hell his name is.
Can you say that one more time?
No, I can't. I don't even know. I can't.
That's one of my favorite things that you've ever said because I know that came directly off the top of your head. Anyway, like I said, that's not what I was thinking about getting rich. I was thinking something more along the lines of not having anything in our
if you're just robbing a little grandma, she's probably gonna forget. That's not that bad, Christian. You need to step up your game.
Still shameful. It's still shameful.
Probably not. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you robbed grandma and you got super rich? Okay, let me go find Granny and push her over."
But I'm just saying that's where my mindset was.
Christian, your mind is not that. No, that is not where your mind went. Your mind is way darker than that. For you to be like, oh, I'm just going to rob a little granny.
That's exactly where I went with it.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No, that is not. I know better than that. You were trying to take the layup out. You're like, I'm going to pick the easiest, shameful thing where they're going to be like, oh, yeah, see, that's not bad. That's better than taking, long schlong magong in my mouth. Jesus Christ, dude.
What was that name
long
again?
Long schlong magong.
Magong.
Yeah, dude.
Yep. Oh,
that's right.
There you have it. There was your answers. Sin would choose to be.
I mean, I'm pretty much just choosing to be me right now. Like.
Yeah, and I'm choosing to be rich, like I said.
But, okay, you're not. The granny thing is not. No, that's not a thing.
What I gotta do?
I told you what you gotta do.
I still need the money.
What if it's like a kid? What not the long schlong thing, but like, what if it's like you had to go like take out a kid? I'm thinking like something bad, shameful, like something bad here.
Well, then there would be a line in the sand drawn there, because like
that's what I'm saying. Like when you're saying bad, shameful, I'm thinking of like I'm doing something that is gonna haunt me forever, like something that's gonna like scar me for the rest of my life. Is where I'm going. Not like, oh hey, Barbara, Granny, push over, purse. I'm now rich forever.
I love that her name's Barbara.
Her name's Barbara. Google me, Barbara.
But yeah, like when it comes to something like that, like the thing is,
I'm thinking that kind of bad.
You do the thing, right, and you get the money.
All that stuff, like I can't get on. I don't know, like more money, more problems too, Christian. Like taxes would be awful if you're rich. B, dude, you're gonna be haunted. You're gonna be like sitting in your big house, but people are gonna be like, oh, that's the dude that, broke both Granny's kneecaps and took her legs off and hit her in the head with them or something. And then took a man in his mouth.
Oh, Jesus Christ. There it is.
You're not getting past that. You agreed to that. This went down. Thanks, Jordan. This is what happens. God, this podcast needs to be censored.
Look, this is why last call questions are so dangerous.
Yeah, it really is, because it just goes off.
Ask extra questions, and then you add caveats to the original question, and then we get here. This is your fault.
It's because we can't just ever answer a question.
I answered the question, and then you took the question somewhere else.
No.
I said, look,
here comes the money. I think it was last week I answered the question, and you said, well, let me ask a question back. And I was like, oh, see, every time I do it, everybody makes fun of me. But Christian's like, well, let me inquire about this, too. Yeah, pushing the glasses up. Whatever. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have went on way too long, but it's episode 100. We've been celebrating. Thank you all for listening. If you've listened from episode 1 or episode 99 to now, or this is your first episode, thank you so much. We really do appreciate you. Sippin' With Sin comes out every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Time on Apple, Spotify, all that stuff. 8 a.m. Central Time. Go follow it, subscribe, rate it 5 stars, all that stuff. It helps us a ton. Also comes out on YouTube, youtube.com/IamSinister on Wednesdays, 8 a.m. Central Time. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that stuff. Really helps out a ton. We appreciate it. You can find Sippin' With Sin on the socials, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff. Sippin' With Sin, SIPPIN with Sin. Go show us some love on the socials. You can find me on my personal socials, IamSinister TV, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads, Twitch even, IamSinister TV. And then you can find me streaming on Kick Monday through Friday, kick.com/IamSinister. And this is where I also film Sippin' With Sin every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. We film those episodes live. So come be in the chat. Hang out with us. It is a great way to see the train wreck that just happened. Yeah, exactly. You can check out my new stuff I'm doing behind the vocals. It comes out every Friday, 8 a.m. Central Time. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Fridays, 8 a.m. The episodes are sporadic whenever everybody's available, so I don't really have a set time on those. Christian, where can lovely folks find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram, Vin and Ink, all one. You guys can also find me on the TikToks at my full name, Christian Vincent. I post movie reviews, art, sometimes random thoughts. You guys come over, say hi. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want Raw next, that kind of thing. I will be making more social medias at some point in the near future just to make sure that I stay tuned in to what all the guys are talking. Other than that, that's the only place you guys can find me because, contrary to popular belief, I don't like social media that much.
That's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been around for one episode, for no episodes, for all the episodes, well, then we have something to say to you. And that is, first off, thank you, seriously, from the bottom of our hearts. Second off, you don't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. It's time for Christian to shut it down until next week.
Thank you guys so much once again for joining us for the 100th episode of Sipping with Sin. Be sure to leave a 5-star review, click on the like button, leave a review. Tell us what you want us to talk about on the next episode. Leave your questions down below as well. But I'm going to leave you guys with 3 words. 3 words leave you with every episode. If you've been here before, you know what those words are. If you haven't been here before, listen very carefully because these words just might save your life. And those 3 words are as follows. Don't get gutted.
See you guys next week.